Happy Self Love Sunday, ladies. I hope that you're doing well. I hope that your journeys are going well. Cannot believe that it's about to be Memorial Day tomorrow. It's funny because we talked about time before, where sometimes for me it seems extremely slow, and then sometimes I feel like it's speeding up. But I'm here today because regardless of time, I don't know about you, but I am just over it. I don't want to hear COVID. I don't even want to hear the number 19. I don't want to hear Corona. I don't want to hear Rona. I I don't want to see a Corona beer. Like I am just over it. I feel like it's this broken record that's being played over and over and over, and people just can't let some things go. I understand. Like, I want to, be frank and say I understand the medical ramifications of it. I understand that you have to keep yourself abreast according to what's going on in your states. Like here in Pennsylvania, we're still not open. I understand that people are feeling heavy pain behind grieving losses that have taken place during this time. I get that, and I'm not talking about those people. I'm going to be very clear. I think that in grief, you have to do what you need to do. I'm talking about those who still feel the need to see what's happening in other states and posting and yelling and still trying to tell people what to do. It's just like, listen, I don't know how many times in every which way from Sunday I can say this is new for everybody. So we're all doing the best we can, which we do on most days. What we have. You may think something is stupid. You may think something is dumb. You may think this person's risking this. At the end of the day, they could be risking their mental health by listening to you. So then they're not losing their lives because of corona, but they're losing their lives because of suicide. So be careful. I'm just over it. I'm just over these control freaks that just feel the need to be on social media just yelling and screaming at people. And let's not even talk about what the news media outlets are doing. So I'm just like at this stage, I just don't know about you, where I'm just disconnecting, and I'm talking about from social media, certain people. I can't hear it anymore. I can't talk about it anymore. I need to get what I need to get from a factual aspect of what's happening in my particular state at this point, and that's all I got. Like I'm just done. So I've been doing other things to try to get myself after I disconnect, like because I want to refocus. I want to focus on something else. I want to focus on something other than the negativity of COVID, right? And I find that when you find something to focus on, even when, because I want to make it clear, it's been times that I have not had a job either. I don't want to make this sound like, because some people will say like, oh, it's easy for you because you're still working. Well, I've been without a job before. I always tell people I started on welfare. So that's unemployment for some people, right? Like I've been there and I've done that. So it's not as if I'm speaking from a place or that I've never explored or never been or never, don't understand. I do. But I also understand that sometimes when you feel like you're at your worst, when you take that special thing that you have about you and you share it with somebody else, whether it's an encouraging word or whether you have $1 to donate to someone else's call, or whether you just cook some food in your kitchen, invite someone else in that don't have any food right now, and you feed them, what that does for your spirit and how that makes you feel is just so amazing. It gets your mind off of the woes of where you are and gets you into this gratitude state. Well, thank God, or the universe, that I can provide and I can help. I can give an encouraging word. I can uplift somebody else. So for me, I saw that Sabrina Fulton, and I want to make it clear up front, I'm not endorsing any candidates or anything like that. That's not what this is about. But I saw that Sabrina Fulton, who is Trayvon Martin's mother, was running for a seat in Miami-Dade, Florida. And instantly it gave me something to dive into, right? Where I felt like, this is someone who I respect on so many levels because her son was murdered. Our sons were murdered in the same way, two different ways, but I also feel like the way that they lost their lives being shot down like animals in the street, it just, I understand what that feels like. So to see her take that pain and recycle it and turn it into a purpose and turn it into one and that help not just small people, like that's next to her, meaning her immediate circle. I don't want to mean small people, her immediate circle, but she wants to run for a seat to help change her community. I was blown away by that strength and power and resilience that it takes to do that. because it is something that most people will never understand unless they go through it. The type of strength that it takes to take your pain and recycle it and turn it to a purpose. I was just so proud. So I got behind that. I started researching how I could give money to her. Now, granted, I'm not over here rich, but I gave something, and that just made me feel so good. And then not even just that, I found other charities that I wanted to give to, and I did that, and it just got me out of this state of I can't do anything. So there is some control here. There are some things that I can do, that I can help. I can use my gift like I am today speaking to you. I can use my a gift in terms of, you know what, I do have food in my refrigerator. There are some things that I can give to. There are some things there's some ways I can give back. So that's what we have to do sometimes during this time. If you disconnect and reconnect into something positive, and let's start looking into what our future is going to look like. Let's get away from all this so focused on COVID. You're just stuck in the thick of it. Let's think of, use your talents. What are your talents? If you don't know, because I know some people say, I have no idea what my purpose is. Maybe start diving into that. Let's start getting away from telling everybody what to do and how to do it. And let's just dig into ourselves. And I want to say this too, because when we talk about self-love, many people don't know what that means. Self-love is also a form of education, right? Educating yourself, getting into you. It's not just, you need to love yourself, because most people are like, I do love myself. Yes, we do, but a part of loving yourself is continue to educate yourself, continue to care for yourself, telling your friends what you need. I went to my girlfriend last week. I was having a moment, and I'm like, listen, I'm dying inside a little bit here. I need this, and I need your help in this area. And she came through like that. I also talked to my friend who we usually talk every single night, and I was like, you know what, I just need a day to get some things off my plate and accomplish. And that's a form of self-care, right? I wanted to do my budget for the year. I wanted to start preparing my finances in case I don't have a job tomorrow, what that's going to look like for me. And I do this all along, but again, it needed to be revisited, right? Because of what's going on. So I took the time to do that. So that's a form of self-love. So let's not just look at it like, oh, I love myself. Okay, great. But a part of loving yourself is continue to do so. Love is not fickle, right? We have to show up via action, right? And be a verb, and love on ourselves every single day. It's the small things every day that leads to the big changes. I've been trying to convey that message, a little bit to you guys for a minute now. The small efforts. So like I said when I started this video, I don't know about you, but I'm over it. And if you want to be over it with me, let's disconnect from the negativity of the pandemic, and let's start digging into how we can grow our purpose, how we can use our beautiful gifts. And even if you're a person who is grieving, let me tell you something, take your time and grieve, because when it was time for my son, I didn't really take the time I really needed to grieve. But after that, I really dove into fitness and teaching women and wanting to really be there for women, because I understood as a woman who has just gone through a major tragedy, how people will just look you over because they think you have some superhuman strength that you really don't have. So that's what drove me to my purpose today. So if anything, if you can take that pain and recycle it and start diving into your purpose, whatever that is. I mean, this may turn some people into nurses, scientists, doctors, right? Because sometimes when you have something tragic happens next to you, you want to recycle that and take that and learn something new. Let's do that. Let's do that. And for those people who still want to be in control and tell other people what to do, I really need you to take a step back and take a moment and understand that everything that you're saying may work for you, and it may work for your bubble, and it may go well for you. But for the person who is struggling mentally, who is struggling financially, who is struggling spiritually, who is struggling physically, right? Nutritionally, because there's no food on that table. It's not working. So stop with your negativity. And if you're not sure it's you, just look down your timeline. If you're not spreading love, if you're not giving love, if you're not encouraging people, if you're not sharing your special gift, and if your gift is negativity, then let me tell you something. I need you to get back in your room, pick up a book or two, learn how to meditate or something, because that's not it. That is not it. This is new for everyone. I'm going to need you to understand that. And it's not about you and what you want. It's not your life. Let me tell you, yesterday, I have to say this before I end this video. I drove to Starbucks. I had kind of given up my Starbucks habit, to be very honest with you. But I missed hugs and love so much. You know, because let's be honest, I have teenage kids. They don't give, like, Ma, if you don't get out of here with this, I need a hug stuff, I ain't hugging you. I mean, like, they're teenage. They want to do their own thing, and they're going through their own things. My senior is going through her own thing right now. She can't do mommy right now. You know, and that's a form of self-love, and I love it. I mean, of course, it makes me sad a little bit, but I love that. You know, this is what I need. I need you to leave me the hell alone. My college student, she doing her own thing. My son is with his dad, right? So I was missing it so much. I drove to Starbucks because, you know, I fall in love with people. I just do. And Beth and Kristen work at the Starbucks. And I drive, and Beth comes out to the door to give the Uber driver the drink. And I'm in the drive, and I'm screaming, I love you, Beth. I miss you. And I'm throwing out the kisses. And she's like, I want to hug you. And I'm like, I want to hug you too. Because we're huggers, right? I want to hug you too. It was so much for me. You know, it took a lot out of me mentally. And, you know, of course, it made me emotional because I truly love these people and I want to hug them and I cannot. And here you are yelling about people, you know, oh, they're out on hikes, so they just don't have a mask on. Just be quiet. You don't understand what that feels like. And granted, I know that I personally don't understand what it feels like to have corona because I personally did not have it. I know people who have had it. Including family members that have had it and what they said they went through. I'm not disregarding that at all. But I also don't know what to do, right? Or didn't know what to do without my hugs. That's the way I've grown to express love because before I was never that type. I was always like, you know, really like non-touchy feeling and just really hard. I've softened. So when you've changed and you've softened, when that egg is softened and all you want is to love on people and to hug on people and to be in the gym and doing, and it's all, everything is like no physical touch. You can't tell me how that's supposed to make me feel because I have a job. You can't tell me how that's supposed to make me feel. All you can do is do what's best for you. But as far as what you're putting out there to people, I will say it again. If it's not love, if it's not positive, if it's not encouraging, yelling about what people are doing in other states, it's not helping any of us. And spreading that stuff across the social media is not helping any of us. People need something, some hope. It's to the point now where I don't even want to watch another church sermon because everything is just about COVID. Like, I have had it. Give me something different is where I am, right? That's where I'm screaming, right? So the way I look at it is very different. So when you're putting all that up, I don't care about any of that stuff you're saying. It's just to give you a little perspective. We need that negativity to get out of here. We need positivity. We need love. We need encouragement. Oh my God. Go give back to somebody. There's so many people that have it worse than you. And I remember being on welfare, but there was even still people who was worse off than me because although I was on welfare, I had a whole family. So if things really got thick for me, I could call somebody. So let's change the narrative. Let's disconnect from negativity. Let's spread some love and some positivity. Let's share our special gifts because you have a special gift, baby. You do. And if you need help trying to tap into that, reach out to me. Let's talk. It's not about me being your coach. I say this every week. It's just about me being there for you, talking you through some things, working through some things with you. I love you for listening. MoeSassFitness at gmail.com, Moe Sass Fitness LLC on Instagram and Facebook. I look forward to hearing from you. Have a beautiful rest of your week, and I will talk to you next Sunday. Love you.